The Texas Tech men's basketball team is getting ready to go dancing after receiving their official invite to the 2024 NCAA tournament. Coming up, we'll have the details on when the Red Raiders will head back to the court.
Spring break has come and gone, but some students are returning to campus with memories to last a lifetime. Found out how one group of talented Red Raiders will remember this year's holiday as the time they made school history.
And Red Raider baseball and softball were both in action over the weekend, taking on conference competition, but the results were not what either team expected. We'll have a wrap-up of a rough round of games on the diamond in sports.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Monday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Elene Khajishvili.
And I'm Peter Richardson. The Texas Tech men's basketball team is officially heading into March Madness, following a season that went above and beyond expectation.
The team gathered at the United Supermarkets Arena yesterday afternoon to find out where they would be heading for the first round of the NCAA tournament.
The 6th seed is Texas Tech. Grant McCaslin making his first NCAA tournament appearance as Texas Tech head coach. They are matched up with NC State.
Dozens of fans joined the Red Raiders for a Selection Sunday watch party that started at 4 p.m. Fans experienced the first round announcement with the team, and then heard from first-year head coach Grant McCaslin, who gave a short speech to fire up the crowd.
And our approach is going to be the same as it's always been. We're going to win one game at a time. Let's start with NC State on Thursday.
McCaslin and the team now prepare to head to Pittsburgh later this week for a showdown against ACC tournament champion, NC State. The Wolfpack went on a 5-game winning streak last week that included a victory against top-seeded North Carolina to claim the conference championship. Texas Tech has also seen their share of recent success, winning 4 of their last 5 games. Tech's only loss so far this March happened on Friday when the Red Raiders fell to Houston in the semifinals of the Big 12 tournament. Overall, Tech has a 23-10 record after going 11-7 in conference play. Texas Tech will now head to their 20th NCAA tournament appearance, entering the South Regional as the 6th seed. Tech vs. NC State is scheduled for an 8:40 p.m. tip-off from PPG Paints Arena on Thursday night. The game will be nationally televised on CBS.
Other than sports, it was a quiet week on campus as most students left the hub city for spring break. Even though most Red Raiders spent their time enjoying a break from school, one set of talented students used their skills to bring home a national title. Texas Tech's School of Music's trumpet studio competed in the National Trumpet Competition at Texas A&M in Kingsville during the first weekend of spring break. The group faced several competitors in the large ensemble category, making their way through preliminary, quarterfinal, and semifinal rounds. But then last Monday, the trumpet studio took the stage for their final performance and walked away with first place. The group performed Stravinsky's Rite of Spring to secure the win. The arrangement of the piece was provided by trumpet studio member and student composer Andrew Schofield, and the group was led by professors Kevin Whalen and Julia Bell. 2024 marked the 10th year Texas Tech has competed in national trumpet competition, but this was the first national title won at the event by the School of Music.
The week before spring break included a full schedule of events and activities, including the annual opportunity to select the next group of student leaders representing Red Raiders here on campus. On the Tuesday before spring break, students headed to the online polls to elect the next round of executive officers and representatives to serve in the Student Government Association. The election included 6 students running for the executive positions, along with candidates for senator who represent the different colleges and departments across campus. The results of the 2024 elections were announced on Thursday evening before the spring break. After the votes were counted, 3 of the 4 executive winners were announced, with 1 race headed to a runoff. In the race for student body president, Abigail Vega defeated Toby Zustak with 59% of the vote. The remaining 2 elected officers ran unopposed, with Diego Alessio named internal vice president and Kara Ashworth taking on the role of graduate vice president. Both will serve during the 2024-2025 school year. The final executive position in the office of external vice president, that race was too close to call a winner, with Carter Arrett slightly edging Dylan Moreno with 48% of the vote. That race will now be decided by a runoff election, which will take place sometime this month. The details on the additional election have not yet been announced by the SGA. For a full list of results from the 2024 Student Government Association elections, visit sga.ttu.edu and click on the Election tab.
Students who stayed in Lubbock area for the spring break holiday enjoyed some spring-like conditions to start the week, but then had to pull out the jackets as temperatures dropped over the weekend.
The drop in temperatures wasn't the only thing making the weather headlines this weekend. The South Plains also got some much-needed rain. So what can students expect as they return to campus? Weather specialist Elisabeth Herring joins us in a studio with a look at the MCTV forecast. Elizabeth?
Students were welcomed back with some beautiful weather here at Texas Tech today. Mostly sunny skies, a few clouds hanging out in the area, but it is a little bit cooler than what we did expect. It's around 60 degrees today. We did see some beautiful weather this past week during spring break. However, the weekend did yield some cooler temperatures as well as some rain. Most of the South Plains area seeing about a ½ inch to an inch of rain. Some places seeing up to 2 inches. However, by Sunday evening, that rain did move out of the area. Today, we don't have any chances of rain, and that'll continue on into Tuesday. However, Wednesday afternoon, we do have a chance for some showers to move into the South Plains area, and as it gets into the evening time, that chance is going to increase. Some of the southern Lubbock could potentially see some thunderstorms, and as we move into Wednesday night, Thursday morning, it looks like those rain chances do decrease. Today across the South Plains, highs in the 60s across the area. Silverton the only one with highs in the 50s with a high of 59. Snyder 62, Spur, Matador, and Turkey all right at 60. Demet 61, Morton 60, and we do have a gorgeous sunny skies across the South Plains area today. Tonight, no freezing temperatures, but definitely some cool temperatures in the South Plains. Snyder 41, Jayden and Spur right at 40, Matador 43, Demet cooler with a low of 35, as well as Plainview, Morton 37. Tomorrow, temperatures do warm up just a little bit. Highs in the 70s and 60s across the South Plains area. Turkey 71, Matador 69, Silverton 67, Demet also 67, Plainview a little bit cooler with a high of 65, Morton 66, and again tomorrow we should see sunny skies. Tonight, low of 40 here locally in Lubbock. Tomorrow, warming up just a bit with a high of 67, and we could see a breeze out there tomorrow as well. As we look on into the rest of the week, Thursday staying pretty consistent again with a high of 70 and partly cloudy skies. As we move on to the beginning of our weekend, we're going to warm up just a little bit on Friday with a high of 77. Saturday staying in the 70s with a high of 73. Sunday we do have a cool front moving in that's going to affect temperatures on Monday. Monday's highs around the upper 60s, and we could see some wind potentially Sunday moving on into Monday. Tuesday is the first day of spring, and it looks like we have some gorgeous weather to start off our first week of spring. I'm Elizabeth, and it's back to y'all.
Thank you, Elizabeth. As we mentioned earlier, the Red Raider basketball team is riding high as they continue into the postseason. But a couple other Texas Tech teams are feeling deflated after a rough weekend on the diamond. The formerly ranked number 24 Red Raider baseball team headed to Waco over the weekend to take on the Baylor Bears. Texas Tech was hoping to redeem themselves after losing their first Big 12 series to Texas the previous weekend. After a 2-0 win on Friday, the Red Raiders' bat stayed quiet through the rest of the series, allowing the Bears to take over the finish with the series win. Baylor wrapped up Saturday's rain-suspended game with a 5-1 win on Sunday, followed by a 7-2 victory later that afternoon. Red Raider outfielder Drew Woodcox finished out Tech's scoring on Sunday with the only home run of the series. Texas Tech heads into this week unranked for the first time this season as they prepare for a midweek showdown with Abilene Christian. The Red Raiders will return to Danloff Field tomorrow for a 6:30 p.m. first pitch. If you do not plan to stop by the ballpark, you can watch the game on ESPN+.
Tech baseball wasn't the only team who struggled to get hits this weekend. Back here at home, the Red Raider softball team's offense was also shut down after the #1 team in the nation came to town. The top-ranked Oklahoma Sooners took over Rocky Johnson Field this weekend, ranking up 40 runs to Texas Tech's 3. The Sooners shut out Tech in Game 1 on Friday 14th 2-0, followed by a mercy rule finish on Saturday as OU put up 12 runs in the first and 3 runs in the fifth and final inning to end the game 15-2. Yesterday, Tech was hoping to at least steal one game of the series, trailing by just a single run heading into the fifth inning. But after that, Oklahoma put up 9 more runs and secured a series sweep with a final score of 11-1. Red Raiders softball now has the rest of the week to prepare before heading north to meet up with their next conference opponent. Tech will take on Iowa State in Ames, starting on Friday at 4 p.m. and continuing through the weekend. All 3 games will be available through ESPN+.
Texas Tech athletics stayed busy throughout the spring break holiday, with ups and downs for many other teams. But one team ended the first part of their spring season during the first weekend of the break by making school history. The Texas Tech track and field team competed in the NCAA Indoor Championships in Boston from Thursday, March 7th through Saturday, March 9th. On that Saturday, the men's track and field team wrapped up a successful 3 days of competition with 50 points and a national championship. The victory gave the universities its first ever indoor national title and the second national title for the track and field team, who won the Outdoors Men Championship in 2019. Caleb Dean and Terrence Jones both took home individual titles, with Dean placing first in the 60-meter hurdles and Jones finishing at the top in both the 60 and 200-meter sprints. Overall, Tech's men team scored almost 10 points higher than any other team, with Arkansas coming in second with 41 points.
So, Peter, did you have a good spring break?
I did. How about yourself?
Me too. I spent it with my family here in Lubbock. What about you?
That's what's up, man. Family time is always good. I also forgot I did a little play-by-play for Tech softball team whenever they played the Sooners this weekend, which is a pretty good game.
That's very nice.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check out ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you on Thursday.